Celtic are your new leaders over in the Scottish Premiership after beating Rangers in the Glasgow derby midweek. But what about this weekend? Will they change hands once again? We'll take a little look next. Our prediction video today. We look forward to match number 25 over in Scotland, and we'll get to that in just one second. If you're new, where you been, smash your subscribe button and get bang up to date. All things Scottish Premiership related, Pepper Rose related, world football related. We got it all here, boys. Under one roof. It was a statement of intent for Celtic this past weekend to turn Glasgow green. That's why I go top of the pops for the first time since opening day. That's right. Of course, Postologou's team come on out. Of course, now 1 point clear over Rangers. Of course, they both played the same amount of games, but of course it can change multiple times at the stage. I'm sure they're going to play at least once, if not twice again before the end of the season. We'll look at it, all of it in a minute. Of course, big shout out to my VIPs. They're the Patreons, guys. Thank you for your love, of course, behind the scenes. But anyway, let's get cracking. Of course, take a look back at how we all got on in the midweek games, because of course these games, next round of games coming at you tomorrow, so we're going to get these out nice and quick, even though we're late. Ross County against Aberdeen, end up all square, 1-1 in the end. Went with the 1-1 draw myself. Meanwhile, Dundee and Dundee United picked up a 0-0 draw as well. Of course, all square in that one. St Mirren picked up a draw against Motherwell. I went with a 2-1 win for Motherwell. Livingston did lose to St Johnstone. I went with that myself with a 2-1 win for Super Jays. They finally got a win under the belt. Hibs did draw with Hearts, unfortunately. I went with a win myself, and of course Celtic did beat Rangers. I went with a 3-2 win, but it was a 3-0 win, quite comfortable as well. No Ramsey, of course, watching from the touchlines, and I bet he was thinking, what have I set myself up for here? So a bit of a first half collapse. The Japanese invasion, of course, for Celtic there, kicking ass and taking names. This is how it looks right here, right now. Of course, Celtic kicking ass, taking names, just 1 point clear of Rangers. They've actually lost one more than Rangers as well. Hearts, of course, in third spot with Motherwell in fourth. Down the foot of the table was Dundee going down. St Johnstone with a big old win. Last time around, Ross County also in a bit of trouble as well. So let's take a look at our own little leaderboard then, shall we? Of course, coming at you for the midweek games. Take up our bloody Vinny Hong there, picking up 5 out of possible 6. Well done to you, top bins for you, kicking ass, taking names, and of course chasing back as well. Kicking off further, what about the rest of the crew then? This is of course the mini leaderboard for the next part of the season, of course, or the second half of the season. Of course, we have a 4-way tie limit. D-Bet the Great, James Breeze FC are great, Shane O'Donnell and Vinny Hong currently leading with 18 points. So far so good. Of course, if you want to see the master leaderboard, of course you can become a patron, get access to the data as well, so make sure you check that out. But of course, if you want to get involved in the next round of matches, get involved here. Cut your Fortress Scott is free to enter, good bit of fun, and of course get your name in lights, and maybe even a chance to win the Predictor of the Month award. I'll probably throw that around a little bit. So here we go with the next round of matches then, shall we? Of course, kick it all off tomorrow. That's of course the 5th of February 2022. We kick it all off with Hibs taking on St Mirren then, shall we? Of course, now these two sides, according to my, played each other 52 times since the year 2000. That's right, 26 wins for Hibs, 10 wins for St Mirren, and 16 draws. Just 1 win in 5 though for the moment, and of course for Sean Maloney's boys, that's 50% form for them right now. Up against the St Mirren side, just lost once the past 6, 67% form for them right now as well. Last time around over at Easter Road was a 2-2 draw back in September 2021. That was this season. They will still play each other at St Mirren. Also ended as a draw as well. St Mirren haven't won in the last 6 against Hibs, but can they, of course, get the result this time around? St Mirren coming in on the back of that draw against Motherwell. Of course, Hibs drew with Hearts last time around, and haven't won in a long time. Look at the odds for this one then. 5-4 on is your Hibs, 7-2 is your away with that St Mirren, and 13-5 is your bloody draw. Going to go with Hibs here with a 2-1 win for them. Finally get a win under the belt and maybe close in on the top 4 as well. Kicking it forward, it'll be Livingston taking on Aberdeen. That's right over in. No, it's not. It's not Livingston. We'll get to that one in a minute. It's St Johnstone taking on Dundee United at the McDermott Park. Now, these two sides have played each other 55 times since 1997. 19 wins for St Johnstone, 20 wins for Dundee United, and 16 draws. Just 1 win to 6 though for St Johnstone, 25% form up against the Dundee United side. Just lost once to the last 4 for them, 42% form for them right now. Last time I played each other at St Johnstone was, of course, way back in August. That was the start of the season. Match number 3 it was. It was a 1-win for Dundee United. They also played each other at Tannadice. It was a 1-win for St Johnstone back in October as well. So they played each other twice already. This is the 3rd time of asking. Coming at you though, St Johnstone picking up a 2-1 win over Livingston in Livingston. Dundee United could only muster a draw against Dundee. It's gone back-to-back games without scoring a goal for Dundee United. Of course, coming at you though, the odds for this one 7-5 is St Johnstone, 5-2 is your way when that is Dundee United, and 50-8 is your draw. I think it's a monster result or coming off the back there for St Johnstone. They'll bounce back here and get another win to make it 2 on the spin. 1-0 win for St Johnstone for me. Next up, of course, at the Tony Macaroni Stadium, it is Livingston taking on Aberdeen. That's right, played each other 34 times since 2001. 7 wins for Livingston, 18 wins for Aberdeen, and 9 draws. Just 2 defeats the past 5 games. In fact, 3 wins, 3 defeats in the past 6 games for Livingston, 50% form. Up against the Aberdeen side, 1-2, lost 2 and drawn 2, 50% form for them as well over the last 6. Coming at you though, last time around over at the Tony Macaroni Stadium was a 2-1 win for Aberdeen. Back on match number 2, it was the 8th of August. It was a 2-1 win for Aberdeen. They also played at Petrodri was a 2-0 win for Aberdeen way back, of course, January, December this year, of course. Coming at you though, last time around, Livingston did lose to St Johnstone. Of course, Aberdeen only picked up a draw against Ross County. Of course, coming at you though, the odds 23-10 is your Livingston, 11-8 is your Aberdeen, and 22-1 is your draw. Going to go with Aberdeen here to get a point here, 1-1 in the end. Livingston will be happy with that point as well. Kicking off forward, it'll be Dundee taking on Ross County. This will be over at Dens Park. Of course, what am I saying? Played the 45 times in 2005, 14 wins for Dundee, 17 wins for Ross County, and we got 14 draws, of course. Just 1 win and 6 though for Dundee, 33% form. Up against the Ross County side, also 1 win and 6, 33% form as well for them right now. Last time they played each other over at Dens Park, it was a 5-0 win for Ross County. Way back in October 2021, that was match number 11, 5-0 win. Then, of course, they also played at Ross County. It was back in December, it was a 3-2 win, of course, for Ross County. Both games got in 5 goals. Will we get 5 goals in this one? We'll have to wait and see. Did they play each other in the League Cup C as well? Is this to be the 4th time, or did that match not go ahead? I don't know. Anyway, of course, Dundee played Dundee United last time around, and of course they drew 0-0, and they've got 1-2 games without scoring a goal. In fact, they've got 1-2-3 games without conceding a goal as well. Meanwhile, Ross County picked up a draw against Aberdeen last time around. Look at the odds for this one. We have Dundee coming at you 13-10 for the victory, 2-1 is your waving. That's Ross County, and 12-5 is your draw. Aye, see you by the way. 1-1 draw in the end. I cannot separate the two sides. Can you? Kicking off forward, we have Motherwell against Celtic. Bit of a tricky one. This one going over at Fir Park now. Of course, 100 times they played each other since 1995. 11 wins for Motherwell, 72 wins for Celtic, and 17 draws. Just 1 defeat in the past 4 games for Motherwell. A 50% form. Up against the Celtic side, have won 6 on the bounce. In fact, they haven't lost in the last 14 games. They have a winning streak of 3 matches on the road. Coming at you though, last time played at Fir Park was a 2-0 win for Celtic. That was of course back in October. They also played that over in Glasgow. It was a 1-0 win back in December as well. So back-to-back wins for Celtic, back-to-back clean sheets as well. Coming at you, they did have a clean sheet as well against Rangers, and so that's back-to-back clean sheets for the here and the now, of course. But both of those games were played in Glasgow. Meanwhile, Motherwell coming to this on the back of a draw against St Mirren, and the odds though for this one we have Motherwell 52 for the victory, 3-1 on is your Celtic, and 92 is your draw. Celtic will win this one 2-1 win, of course, to remain top of their pops no matter what goes on with Rangers, who have a difficult matchup against Hearts over at Ibrox. Will they, of course, be licking their wounds? Will they come back big and strong, or will they come back like with the tails between the legs, because that's a bit of a drubbing in midweek for Rangers. They need to respond, and they need to respond taking on the 3rd best team in Scotland at the moment. Is at Ibrox. They played each other 96 times, of course. 63 wins for Rangers, 17 wins for Hearts, and 16 draws. Just 1 defeat in the past 6 games for Rangers. 67% form for them. Up against a Hearts side, just lost once in the past 6. 75% form as well. Last time they played each other over in Ibrox, it was a draw back in October 2021. They also played each other at Tynecastle. It was a 2-0 win for Rangers as well. So realistic, if you look back over the last 4 games between Hearts and Rangers in all competitions and all venues, Rangers have only won once in the past 4. Hearts picking up a couple of wins as well, so they've got the better of them recently. But of course, both those wins anyway have been over in Edinburgh. Rangers did lose to Celtic 3-0, of course. Meanwhile, Hearts picked up a draw against Hibs. Look at the odds for this one then, shall we? We've got Rangers 52 on for the victory, 32 is your Hearts, and 54 is your draw. Rangers should win this one. I'm going big. 3-0 a win for Rangers, bit of a response as well, and of course move them back in contention for top billings. That's of course my take on it. Be sure to get your own take, and of course using the link cut/Scott, and hopefully I'll see you back around next time around, of course, when we kick it forward to next week. But until then, guys, smash your thumbs up, smash your subscribe, check the links down below. I'm on Twitter, I'm on Twitch, I'm on Facebook, and I'm also on Patreon. Also, if you think you are a Scottish football expert and want to become part of the channel behind the scenes, the Avengers are taking shape, boys. They are taking shape. But of course, we're trying to get regional experts. You don't have to be a Rovers fan, you can be a Scottish fan. Of course, I have got a couple of lined up, but just in case you're also interested, get involved. Either hit me up with a comment down below, or follow me on Twitter, DM me directly, and we'll have a chat probably next week. But until then, guys, I'll see you soon for the next one. We're done right here.